Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dustin Cormier. Welcome to How to Rock Astrology. It's a pleasure to have you today. Today we're going to be talking about what happens when you have Mars in Leo and the Sun in Libra, and how these two interact with each other, connect with each other, what they mean, and how they might express in the bedroom. Something I've been liking to do lately. Talk about it and do it. Yeah, whatever. For more of me, visit dustincormier.net, where you can see my books, Ellipsis Eclipse. And here's a little glimpse of my chart, so you guys know the nature of the person who's giving you the info. Welcome. So, Mars in Leo. If you want to hear a little bit specifically about Mars in Leo, feel free to check out the first video in this part of this series, strictly about Mars and Leo. We talk in that video about the fact that Mars is debilitated in Cancer. And Mars being in Leo has a similar problems associated with it, because in the Vedic sense we consider, well, in the Western as well, it's just how it is. The debilitation point is not just by the sign, it's also proximity to the sign. So if you are Mars in Leo, you've still got much of the debilitation factor happening with regard to Mars. This makes Mars in Leo fluctuate in its capacity to stay vital, to look in an inspired way upwards constantly at the noble aspects of the spirit of the sun. Mars is always supposed to be an adjunct to the sun. They're kind of like brothers in a way. The sun's like the big brother, and Mars is the little brother that helps the big brother do its thing. Mars is pitted to the purposes of the sun. In this case, you are a Libra sun. So, I guess I should finish my thought there and say that because Mars is very close to debilitation in Leo, usually Mars is just good to be disciplined and cultivate its ambitious sense of a consistency with its capacity to do given tasks, to fixate on things that it wants to do. In Leo, Mars really leans on people, on relationships, on things which expand its grandeur, the person's grandeur, the sense that the person is loved and admired. And the person with Mars and Leo works best when someone's petting the kitty, when someone is giving them an ego boost, for better or worse, because when you do get it, it's very energizing, right? So, here we have somebody who is a Libra sun who uses Mars in Leo to get what it wants. The sun uses Mars to get what it wants. In this case, Mars is using a dominating, fixed, powerful, willful energy to get what the Libra sun wants. It's an interesting thing, because Libra is not the most domineering personality typically. Libra, although it can be, Libra can be very straight and blunt and direct about what it wants, and can be very refined. It doesn't typically dominate per se. It's not like an outward dominating personality. It dominates. Libra, if it does dominate or if it does lead, it does it through charisma, through not show of force, but a show of importance and recognition, showing that its taste, its refined sensibilities are worth being guided by. That's what Libra tends to do. And it gets this way by looking at what other people like, looking at psychology, looking at trends, looking at very much in the moment of the world, which is not the best place for the sun either. With this combination, we could see a personality who is domineering in conversation and draws this ego gratification in order to make itself look good to others and to itself, in order to feel like it's worthy, which Libra doesn't typically feel naturally from within themselves because it's ruled by Venus. There's another issue here being that the sun's ruler in Libra is Venus, and Venus does not get along with the sun. Not only does this just like hurt the sun in general when the sun is in Libra, but the sun, which is in Libra, is the king, and the king is using a general, Mars being the general, and the general and the king are kind of at odds in this combination. The Libra doesn't usually like to be all that dominating, but the Mars in Leo is dominating and has a visceral, social dominating tendency here. And they kind of exacerbate each other in this sort of sense with this combination, especially because Libra is also debilitated completely here. This is the debilitation point for the sun, that is. The sun is debilitated in Libra, which means that it looks on the artifice. It looks on what others have told it. It looks for pats on the back for its self-validation or for its spirit. It's inspired to get recognition from others, not necessarily to express the noblest inherent aspects of the spirit. That's when the sun is in Aries. Then the sun doesn't care what anybody says. The sun is just going to live by its instinct towards what would ennoble the spirit. In Libra, it looks for the superficial recognition from others or from the marketplace. The king, the sun is the king, and usually the king looks at what's best for the kingdom in the long sphere of the identity of the kingdom. And it keeps its identity, the sun, usually. But when it's in Libra, the personality blends to the moment of opportunity. And after many opportunities come and go, the personality doesn't know what it is anymore. This frustration, this desire to integrate a personality comes through with Mars and Leo as being shaky and emotional even. But in the bedroom, Libra is a good lover, is an artful lover. And with Mars in Leo, this makes an artful, deliciously passionate lover who has a deep desire to draw out a fascination from the partner. And they will find ways. They will find a partner who they really like. They'll learn the ins and outs, and they'll draw out a fascination, the other person's fascination towards them, in a clever way and in a romantic way. Because Mars and Leo is always romantic and sentimental. This can make for a very sentimental, ultimately a very loving personality. But usually that lovingness comes with a bit of hope that you'll give them attention and an egotistic richness towards the Libra with Mars and Leo. That's my own rendition of this combination. Now let's look at Phyllis Vega's Erotic Astrology excerpt to see what Phyllis Vega thinks about the Sun in Libra with Mars in Leo. Sun in Libra, Mars in Leo. You like being the star of your own drama, especially in the bedroom. Once involved with someone, you make a generous, caring, and enthusiastic romantic partner. But you crave admiration and approval almost as much as love and affection. Since you view sex as an art, with the Libra tendency here, as well as Leo, having Mars in Leo, Leo's the 5th house. So having Mars in Leo makes this person gets the admiration that Libra seeks and the sense of self-refinement that Libra seeks through a poetic, recreational enjoyment in Mars. In fact, Mars is even aggressive in Leo towards play, towards having fun and tapping the person like, hey, what's up? How you feeling? It's like a a kind of pushiness that is like gregarious in the Leo sense and can be very enjoyable for anyone who has fire signs in their chart. Since you view sex as an art, you require a certain amount of sophistication and good taste in a lover. Your delicate sensibilities, Libra, are easily offended by boorish behavior between the sheets. Really looking for someone with some clever-mindedness, a mental... This person looks for somebody with a clever thinking mind, but is also demonstrative, because the Mars in Leo likes that a demonstrative affection. To give it as well as to receive it. More to give it than anything. Someone who appreciates the Mars in Leo's demonstrativeness, if that was a word. A harmonious atmosphere with luxurious bedding and scented candles makes you feel sensuous and sexy. Lovely. Lots of the external, silky parts of sexuality and lovemaking can really turn this person on, especially if it's done, it's something that you like, and if another person is doing these things for you, then you probably like to do this as well. You probably like to show the other partner this luxurious bedding and the silk, and to lay them down on a bed of roses and these kind of romantic sentiments coming from the Mars and Leo, as well as the refined sensibilities of the Libra. And you probably enjoy getting those too, especially if you're a woman. You will probably look for these kinds of aesthetic sensibilities and qualities in your love partner. Because women tend to look for the Sun and the Mars in their chart, and men tend to seek the Venus and the Moon in their chart. Coming from, I mean, if you're a transgender person or if you don't identify with your biological sex, that's what I mean. Whatever gender you identify with. If you identify with none, then you can probably enjoy both in equal sort of amounts, shall we say. Hope that was fun. Hope you guys dug that. My name's Dustin Cormier for How to Rock Astrology. See you guys on the next one. Let me know in the comments if you thought this was cool.